hometowns and heroes all across this land. Hometowns and heroes, let's give them a hand. I'm Mark Stewart from Hometowns and Heroes, and today we're at Skyline Regional Park here in Buckeye, Arizona, one of the fastest growing communities in the West. And this is the perfect place to introduce to you some of the hometown heroes that have been featured on DirecTV, giving more of themselves, making this a better country. And to start off the show, let's meet Rebecca Blackwell.
Welcome to Hometowns and Heroes. You will be surprised when you see who our new hero is. Her name is Gloria Meade, and everybody in Big Bear Lake knows her, Big Bear City. We're up here to find out what we can about all the projects that Gloria Meade works on. And we've been told that it's almost every project up here. And this is Gloria Meade. I want to introduce her. We're at her house today, and we're getting an opportunity to see some of the wonderful things she's done in her career. What a beautiful career, Gloria. Oh. We will have an opportunity to hear how important Gloria's work is. She volunteers whenever anything needs to be done. Gloria's doing it. She is really a hometown hero. Gloria showed us around her home in Big Bear Lake with family photos, and as you can see, Gloria loves to collect bears wherever she travels.
This is my mother, Mary Louise Ibanez, and this is her mother. We used to call her Mamis, and her father, Mr. Ibanez, who was from Spain. And then this is my father, George Dunphy, and this is his father, Mr. Dunphy from Ireland.
This is the bedspread that my mother and grandmother made back in the early 40s. We didn't have TV, and they would sit and crochet almost every night after us kids went to bed. And then each little flower on the top here is made individually and sewn on there individually. And when she passed away, she left this beautiful bedspread for me, along with the beautiful necklace. Was the two items from my mother that I treasured.
She was really a beautiful woman.
Oh, she was
very
beautiful.
Pretty.
And then we saw Gloria's Rose Parade Room, a real treasure trove of pictures and souvenirs, dedicated pictures to the years she worked there.
I was very blessed, asked to come and be part of the membership as an employee for the Pasadena Tournament of Roses back in 1978. And when I did that, I knew I loved being part of the Tournament of Roses. And I got to show a lot of the annual grand marshals around the Wrigley Mansion when they were announced, which was always in October. This gentleman here, Leigh Leishman, is a past president of the Tournament of Roses. His father is the one that designed the Rose Bowl, and he was the grand marshal in 1979 for our Rose Parade.
It's no wonder that Gloria loved being with the Tournament of Roses parades. She met so many great Americans and grand marshals.
So it's an amazing experience. A lot of detail, a lot of work, and just so worth it. I love being a volunteer. I enjoy being an employee, but I love being a volunteer.
This is Tom Core, our historian of Big Bear, and this is his wife, Ruth. Tom passed away in 2006. His wife, Ruth, is now going to be 103 in September, and she lives down the street from me. And this is me, and this was our curator, and more of our volunteers when we had the dedication for Tom Core Drive in Big Bear City that leads to our museum. Hi, I'm Gloria Meade, and I'm up here in the Big Bear Valley. I live in Big Bear City, and being here at the museum is my passion. Yes, I love volunteering for many, many groups up here in Big Bear, but the museum is my passion. And I started in 2001 when I got to meet Tom Core, our historian, and he's the one that got me involved in 2001 with the Historical Society. I absolutely love it. And we get people literally from all over the world that come up here, and they like hearing the history of Big Bear. We have a couple that came from England, and they joined, and they're still members of the Historical Society. And I tell people, yes, I've been here since 2001, and I'm one of the artifacts now. And I love sharing the history of Big Bear with so many people. We are truly, truly very blessed here at this museum. It's our 50th anniversary. So now I'd like to introduce our president of the Historical Society, Jim Wyant.
Thank you, Gloria. Needless to say, I'm really thrilled to be here, particularly on an occasion like this, to honor this lady. Gloria Meade is the #1 volunteer in Big Bear Valley. I couldn't even begin to list all the things she's done. But on behalf of the Historical Society, what she does for us, well, the place would fall apart if she left. It would just fall apart. She does so much for us. And she's just a very, very dedicated individual. And I'm sure other people have a lot of things they want to say about her, but I'd like to take a moment and introduce a couple of people to you. Number one is Johnny Mendiola back there. Johnny is our curator. Johnny and people that preceded her in that role had to do with everything you see in these grounds, as far as where they're placed, what we accept in the way of artifacts, where we display them, and so it's an extremely important role that she plays, and she's doing a wonderful job, and we thank her for that.
Thank you.
And also, I'd like to introduce the mayor of Big Bear Lake, the city of Big Bear Lake, Mayor Bill Young.
Come on down.
No, you stay here. You're not leaving me up here. Well, Gloria moved up here originally in the early 80s, right?
81.
As a part-time resident, and then in 2000 came up as a full-time resident, and hardly got unpacked before she started volunteering for different things. And a lot of what you see here in the museum is a direct result of Gloria and her friends and the work that she's done. But we as a city couldn't be more proud of Gloria than we are. And I will tell you, if there's something big going on in town, she's probably right in the middle of it. So, but Gloria, thank you for everything. This is so well deserved, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, thank you.
And I'd like to, if I could, introduce our former city manager, Mr. Michael Perry, who is now retired. Michael.
Thank you, Bill. We're going to hug her a lot. She gets a lot of hugs around town. Hi, Michael Perry. I've lived up here 33 years, so I was a kid when I came. And it was my pleasure to nominate Gloria for this honor, basically. And she couldn't believe it. She's one of those people that, you know, she's dedicated, she's selfless. She doesn't expect things like this. And so when she found out about it, she was just elated and like, why me? but everybody knows why Gloria.
Oh,
you're the special one. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Mwah. Well, I'd like to introduce Charlie Brewster. He's one of our key citizens. He's on our Municipal Water District Board, which is our lake. They operate the lake. And he's on our Visitors Bureau Board that does our marketing and events for Big Bear. So, Charlie, take it over.
Michael, thank you. Good morning. I'm excited to be here. I apologize I'm a little late, Gloria.
That's okay.
We came up from the desert. But I've known Gloria for 15, 20 years. She's basically an icon up here. I've seen her in almost every area where there's any charitable activities going on. And Gloria basically has never, that I've ever seen, I've seen her, as I say, 2 or 3 times a week, ever put her hand out to try to help herself. It's always helping somebody else. And it's amazing, a lady at, what are you, 62, 63 now?
A couple of times. Almost 82.
With the stamina she has to help us. The whole CATS program that has been going for years and years, she's always there. Of course, the museum where we are right now, she's always there. And I think these people in this room are all here for her, because she has basically held us together. She knows everybody in this town. I don't know how you remember everybody's name.
Sometimes I don't.
Because I can't. I forget yours sometimes.
Altitude moment.
But just everything's always positive and always there. Can I help you? Sometimes she says, if you don't need me to help, I'll just stand back and wait until something happens, and then I'll help you. But she's always coming forward to all of us, and maybe me a little bit more than others, to my group, to help us and help this community move forward. Basically, the charitable events, we did one a couple of months ago that was a fundraiser for here, which was great. She's always involved in the fundraisers, and it doesn't matter who it goes to. So Gloria, you're fantastic.
Sure.
And by the way, thank you for taking me to the Rose Parade.
Yeah, I took them to the Rose Parade last year.
So I don't know how you want me to talk, but there's a couple of other people here that are very instrumental in this community, and Gloria has supported them. Liz Harris, who is back here, is our past mayor.
You know, everyone talks about Gloria's volunteerism, and she has been instrumental in volunteering for the Big Bear Valley Education Trust in the classroom for many years. And so she leaves her precious mark everywhere. But let me tell you a different kind of story about Gloria.
Do I want to hear it?
When my husband passed away, several years ago now, she kidnapped me. And we went to we went to Laguna Beach for the weekend. And you know, that was a wonderful break for me. It was really a touching thing that you did for me. And that's the kind of person that Gloria is. She doesn't just work in the community where everybody can see her. She also works behind the scenes where nobody knows except one person. So thank you.
Sweet of you.
I'd like to introduce Bud Lindsay, who's been up here a number of years and is a member of the Historical Society and a friend of Gloria's.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've known her quite a while. And, well, it's all been said already about her, but it's all true. She's been the busiest person I've ever known, and she deserves all the credit.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And I told him about his fabulous rock art paintings that he does. And we use that for our opportunity drawings for fundraisers. People put more tickets in that bag than any other bag that we have for good goodies. So thank you so much, Bud.
Oh,
you're a sweetheart.
I'm glad to do it.
I'd like to introduce Bob Cisneros, who is our curator for the Moon Ridge Animal Park. Come on up, Bob.
Oh, great.
Hi, thank you.
I've known Gloria for just a couple of years. I'm new to the area, but she exemplifies true leadership. And there are some obvious things about leaders in a community. One is that leaders inspire followers, but leaders also inspire other leaders. And to see all the things that Gloria has done in our community and the things that she still inspires to do is an inspiration for a lot of people. And that's what helps sustain a community and helps us grow, is when we see the passion and the energy and the leadership that we have here. And we get to do great things because of great leaders. And I thoroughly enjoy working with her and being part of this community of leaders. And I really thank you for everything you've ever done.
Thank you.
Oh, so well said.
Maria, come up. Maria is the owner of Sonora Cantina.
Is her husband here with her?
No, he couldn't come. Yeah, right.
You're
Come on.
perfect.
And she owns Old Country Inn, and she and her husband are wonderful, wonderful owners of this fabulous restaurant, and their 3 daughters even helped way back when. So, Maria?
You're doing some commercials already.
Yeah.
No commercials, right?
Go ahead and say what you want to say.
Oh my goodness, Gloria, you are everything for me. She's like real model for me. I'm trying to be like you. I don't know if I can't.
Just drink another margarita.
I know, yeah. But Gloria, I just love her so much. She is just beautiful person, beautiful heart, beautiful mind. She's just beautiful, and she's like my mom also. So I know her probably 25 years
at least.
And she started with me. Well, she's the one that teach me how to be part of the community, how to contribute to anything, anywhere.
Yeah, I was the first one to start the tacos with a purpose.
Yes.
And back then the tortillas were that big, and they were only $1 a piece. And I could only eat 2. Now they're that big, and I can eat 5. So it's more money for the museum.
Yes.
Thanks to Maria. And now they do it for mega community events up here. Almost every Monday night they have tacos with a purpose for different groups up here. And they donate all the proceeds from the tacos. So thank you, Maria.
I just love her. Thank you, Mom.
Kathy is our treasurer for the Historical Society and does an amazing job. And I even get to see her at Wyatt's on Wednesdays when we do our line dancing.
I just wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're well deserved.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here for us.
Yeah.
So it takes teamwork. These are longtime friends of mine, and John is from New Hampshire, and he comes all the way up to Big Bear here. How often? Once or twice? 3 times? 6 times?
6 months a year.
6 months a year from New Hampshire. So we're very blessed to have John here. And Trudie is one of our wonderful volunteers, and her husband was the president of the Historical Society.
Yeah, I've known Gloria. She's been my best friend up here since 2005 when I moved up here, and I always enjoy her margaritas, and she's been a great friend to me.
And I've known Gloria for about 4 years, and fabulous person, and so dedicated and to the community, and just there's no words to explain it, but she just, everybody should have somebody like this in the community. Note from one of the blacksmiths, Gloria Meade, thank you so much for your calm touch in trying times, and thank you for all of you have done for so many of the Bear Valley good work. Flatlander, Jim.
I've known Gloria for 10 or 15 years. Wonderful person. This is our paradise, and here's our Jim.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And he's a big helper for Bud, too. So. Barbara.
Okay, well, what can I say? I've known Gloria for 3 years or so. When I first moved here, I discovered everybody on the mountain knows her as a tireless, wonderful worker. And we sing in the choir together, and we docenter together, and she's a very dear friend, so thank you. You're welcome.
Here comes our curator.
I don't get a chance to say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is my mentor right here. My mentor, everything.
I just want to personally thank everybody for this fabulous opportunity, starting with Michael Perry. I was literally blown away when he told me that, and when you guys emailed me, and I got to meet them at the Nottingham's restaurant yesterday when I went to have a hamburger, and they were talking to Charlie, and I said, "Are you Rebecca?" And she said, "Yeah." That was so ironic. Small town. So anyway, to thank everybody for coming and all the kind words. And like I tell people, I don't volunteer to be honored. I do it from my heart, because there'll come a time when I can't. We don't know about tomorrow. And the main thing I say, I make a terrible Einstein, but a great Mother Teresa. So thank you.
We thought it'd be nice if everybody could take a little tour of the museum and get a taste of the history of Big Bear.
Stamping and crushing the ore, water is running through this tray, and gold being the heavier of the metals, it will remain in the tray while the lighter stuff will go out. Very similar conceptually to our gold panning operation, where you take the pan, put dirt and gold in it, swirl it around, get the lighter stuff out, leaving the gold still inside.
It was originally in Holcomb Valley, part of the Hitchcock Ranch, and it was a line shack, and it was also a bunkhouse for the cowboys there. This next building is a model of our schoolhouse that was in Doble, which is one of the mining towns. And we have a plaque on the wall there that shows the school mistresses. You had to have 10 students in your class in order to have a teacher. So it's kind of amazing why they didn't want to stay up here.
And this is a picture of Billy Holcomb, who discovered gold up here in 1860. I grew up in California. All I learned about was Sutter's Mill in Northern California. When we bought our place up here in '81, I learned that our mountains back here in Holcomb Valley produced the most gold in Southern California. There's a Knickerbocker mansion up on Knickerbocker Street. When I take you back to Nottingham's, I'll drive you and show you. And he built that way back in the early 1900s. Incredible. And that's a picture of him there with that axe. This is the history of the San Bernardinos, and it was written by Paulina LaFuse a long time ago as a big, huge book for the schools. And then Tom Core, who is our historian that I told you about, he rewrote it and had pictures put in here, and it's all the history of the San Bernardinos.
So we would like to present one to you and Mark, and thank you so much for your coming here and doing all of this.
What a pleasure we've had, Gloria, getting all this information up here in the Big Bear Valley and meeting the wonderful people.
Gloria is our spark plug, and she, of course, she's the world's #1 greatest volunteer. And she sells our program. She's done sewing. What else have you done for
Painting.
us?
That's why I started.
Yeah. She's been a nun in Sound of Music.
That's because I've been divorced for 25 years and had none.
She was a nun.
You had none.
Yeah. When we get people to do things as volunteers, they do all sorts of stuff. We just they say we hook them and that's it. But we've done 65 major Broadway musicals and plays over the last 24 years, and this is our retirement year. We're all, I know we look 39.
I've been there 3 times.
Yes, but we've decided that this will be our final year. But we've got it all worked out where we can rehearse in here. We do our costumes here. We do our sets here. This is our specialized costumes that Priscilla has put together. SOM means Sound of Music. And you see King and I, you see Oz. We had a beautiful Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I see that. Wizard of Oz.
And these are all of our specialized costumes for those special shows. But this is my favorite sign left over from Wizard of Oz, which says, "I'd go back if I were you." But other than that, follow me. This is Joseph in his Technicolor dream coat. And here's more Joseph stuff here. This is our area of props that we've gotten, so that when we need something, we come up. If we need a trunk for a particular style for the show. This is our booth area for when we do shows here. So this is our sound system for this particular place. This is our lighting board, and then you can see that this is where we light for shows like Steel Magnolias, which is what we're going to do in September. So,
now, do you have some good people coming in when you go?
No. It takes a passion, and it takes dedication, and it takes knowledge, and it takes somebody that'll work for nothing. So we don't pay anybody. For 24 years, we've all done this as volunteers. So it's good. I think we're going to just fondly wish everybody goodbye. It's a shame. That's the way it is with theater, I think, sometimes, but you have to let go. Sad, but true. Aww.
Lunch at the Sonora Cantina was great, located in Big Bear Lake, California on Big Bear Boulevard. Owned by the Rojas family and serving the best traditional and authentic Mexican food. Not to mention huge, refreshing margaritas. Rojas family, good friends with Gloria Meade. The Big Bear Alpine Zoo is one of Gloria Meade's pet projects to support up in Big Bear Lake. So she showed us around, and we had an opportunity to meet up with Bob Cisneros to explain the zoo.
We have 4 black bears here, and they're safe. So they don't need to be saved. But their stories are important because we have about 400 black bears on the mountain, and we have about 40,000 black bears in the state. So most of the animals who are here because of rescue and rehabilitation are here because of negative human-animal interactions.
Bob always takes the time to share his knowledge with visitors to the zoo. Here are just a few of the animals that Bob showed us. We know you'll enjoy seeing them. The bald eagle. And then we saw the wolf. Though it was daytime, the white owl was out. Mountain lions were ready for their food, and then we got a close-up. The black bear. Raccoons. I'm a cat lover, so I really enjoyed seeing the snow leopards. And there were 3 grizzly bears. There's so much more to see. But you can see it all for yourself when you go to the Big Bear Alpine Zoo in Big Bear Lake, California.
If you're ever in Big Bear, come visit the Big Bear Alpine Zoo. It's a great way to get up close and personal with a lot of animals that live here in Big Bear and some exotic animals that you might not see that live in the mountains. We have snow leopards and Arctic foxes, and they live in the same kind of environment. So if you're in Big Bear, come visit the zoo.
I'm Charlie Brewster. My family and I own Nottinghams and ROBINHOOD. We've been here about 20 years. We're right in the corner of the village at the lake in Big Bear Lake, California. So it's great. Happened to end up in the hotel business, 60 hotel rooms and a 200-seat restaurants. Beautiful patio I'm sitting in right now. Very quickly built this, converted this patio. It's become very popular now, especially in the summer for people, for large groups and just people coming out here and having a breakfast or whatever. We have basically torn down an old restaurant and built a new one called Nottinghams, and it's basically themed around a 1920s speakeasy. We've got a 1933 Willie's out front, and the whole motif is done that way. Very, very comfortable for people. It is family oriented. We do have 2 bars, a downstairs bar and an upstairs bar. We have banquet rooms. But the food, it's basically California cuisine. It's very good. My chef's been here 15 years, and we've built what we call the Sherwood Forest building, and that's probably about 12 years old now, but believe it or not, it's the most recent construction of hotel rooms here in Big Bear. Very nice rooms. We have spas in about half those rooms, fireplaces. A lot of them have beautiful lake views. And they're a great place to stay, great romantic getaway. Everything's convenient. You can walk to about 10 or 12 different restaurants or bars in the village itself. There's another 50 retail stores. We just say, park your car, don't use it at all, spend the whole weekend up here enjoying it. Walk across the 100 feet to the lake or go run a boat from the marina 200 feet away. Of course, the big thing is hiking and bicycling. We just finished doing the Tour de California here. We had the time trials up here, and that, of course, is a 7-day race throughout California. And we were the host. Actually, we were the host hotel here, and they staged it right out of here. We had a great time, and it was a great weekend. Winter, or in fall, of course, we have Oktoberfest, which is great. And that runs about 9 weeks, 10 weeks. And then we have a lot of other events. We're developing into basically a full 4-season resort. BigBear.com, of course, is our Visit Big Bear bureau. My particular one is NottingHams.com or RobinHoodResorts.com. We are very involved in the community. We're basically Bike Central for the biking. And if you go on our website, either one of those, you can see what's going on in town. And it is wonderful to have Gloria as our hometown hero. She's well deserved.
Well, thank you for being with us on Hometowns and Heroes. I hope you enjoyed the show just as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you. And if you have a hero in your hometown, please let us know about him or them, and we'll see what we can do. Until then, let's make this world a better place.
Hometowns and Heroes. Join us again next time to hear another inspiring story featuring our next hometown hero. If you have a hero in your hometown, let us give them a hand.
We have a lot of YouTube channels, TV channels. One of them is Hotel Video Showcase. So whenever we see a hotel that we want you to know about, you can find it there. There's also Golfing Country TV. It's called Golfing Country TV on YouTube. Great place to go to see the latest in golf courses or ones that we visited through the years. And of course, for our Hometowns and Heroes TV show, we have on YouTube Hometowns and Heroes. So please go to that. And if you want to know about restaurants, top restaurant videos. So we have a lot of channels that are TV channels where they are very full packed with information, and they're on YouTube. Take a look.